Hey, I hope everyone is doing well. And for article review number 2, I titled it Communication in the Business and IT Department. The first article I've chosen here is How Effective Communication Can Improve the IT Business Relationship. And this was authored in 2015. In this article, we learn about the importance of how effective communication can improve the relationship between IT and business managers. We definitely see the lack of communication represented in Chapter 5 of our textbook, and we see it when speaking in these two departments specifically. So the article that I've chosen here goes on to use an excellent example of the lack of communication within these two departments with a story about a man in a hot air balloon. The man in a hot air balloon is the business manager, and he's lost. And he asks the man on the ground, who is an IT employee, where he's at. The IT employee then gives him a technical response in which the business manager states, you must work in IT, correct? The IT employee then states he does work in IT and asks him how he knew. The man in the hot air balloon then states that the answer he gave him was technically correct, but does not help him because he's still lost. The IT employee then responds to the business manager with asking him if he works in IT, or in business, in which the business manager responds yes. So the IT employee then states, you don't know where you are, and you don't know where you're going. He then explains to the business manager how he answered the question correctly, but somehow it is still his fault and his problem. This just goes to represent a lack of communication between these two departments. So while both individuals are technically correct in their own context, they're refusing to listen to one another and understand where each other's coming from. So due to lack of communication between these two individuals, they can never agree with a question as simple as, where am I? If each of these people would take the necessary time to understand where the other is coming from, they may have success in answering this simple question and theoretically work towards achieving more success in the company. The next article I've chosen is Communication Between IT and Non-IT Workers in the State of Crisis. And this was also authored in 2015. The article by Brendan McGowan relates brilliantly with what we've been studying this week, specifically the lack of communication, again, between IT employees and non-IT employees. And the research in this article is based on the 2015 Power of Effective IT Communication Survey conducted by the CIO Executive Council. Research is taken from 205 global IT leaders with an emphasis on specific actions, goals, and results across the industries. The article begins by stating that 4 out of 5 IT employees acknowledge that building trust and credibility is of high importance, but that only 4 out of 100 believe that they are effective at communicating with non-IT colleagues. So that is quite surprising. Then this is evidence to support this week's reading about the lack of communication within these two departments. So the article shows a lack of communication between these two departments will result in a lack of trust and corroded vision. The article ends with an interesting statistic. And the statistic states just 3% of IT leaders in the Letty survey view themselves as business game changers, which comprises with 8% total in 2014 study. And this statistic is just quite shocking to me, and I truly believe that something must be said to these IT employees to feel this way. If these IT leaders feel like this, it makes myself wonder how often they must question their worth in the company. IT leaders play a key role in the future development of a company and should understand that they all have full potential to be business game changers. And the last article I've chosen, just to try to sum it up very quickly, is how one CIO built a team of IT leaders. And it's also authored in 2015. But the article is very related to Chapter 6 in our textbook, which is it's authored by a man named Phil Weinzimmer, and he does an excellent job of demonstrating the importance of leadership skills within the IT department. I think this is something that goes unnoticed often within IT, and I've also currently noticed for myself that the IT department has very skilled and knowledgeable individuals, but yet they lack so many leadership skills. We then learn about a CIO named Sanjeev Sahu, who is employed by Aperture Group, and his focus is on creating an IT team full of individuals with exceptional leadership skills. By doing this, he has increased competition in the IT position because of these employees' ability to respond rapidly to business needs. So I believe that Sahu, he's just an excellent example of what every CIO should strive to be. He's not only an expert in technology, but also has an exceptional way to apply business strategy to his role of CIO because of his leadership skills. Just to end the article, just to sum it up really quick, I think that every IT team leader or executive of any organization should pay close attention to Sahu's model that he lays out in this article, and reap the benefits of this position and impact that an individual can have on a company. And his four key principles in this article are developing a culture of creativity that drives innovation and personal growth, building an organization of strong leaders, focusing on quality over quantity, and building an organization of and lastly, just to provide an environment that retains employees. I honestly believe that if every CIO lived by these principles, they would not only have immediate change in attitudes, but also within the business managers. So thank you again, and I hope everyone is enjoying their start to the week.